The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our demonstration on some of the recent enhancements to your Design Manager Pro Cloud software. My name is Brad, and I'll be hosting the demonstration today. If you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to enter them into the questions pane in your GoToWebinar panel. If the question is outside of the scope of today's discussion, please email them to support@designmanager.com. And lastly, if you missed a portion of the webinar or want to review any of our past discussions, go to our YouTube channel at Design Manager Inc., Design Manager INC. And here you can see any of our past webinars along with quick start discussions to get a handle on Design Manager very rapidly, a little bit longer tutorials to answer questions on how to, and even more discussions of in-depth nature on our full webinars for project management courses, accounting courses, and even a recap of all of our weekly webinars as well. Okay, in today's webinar, we'll be discussing two of the brand new features recently added to your Design Manager Pro Cloud software, both of which give you even more flexibility with your primary documents in Design Manager. So let's get started. The first feature I'd like to review is a format of the proposal that allows you to display the proposed items, but without providing any pricing. This has been a repeated request from our users for a variety of reasons. Let's take a look at a few scenarios where such a format is quite useful. First, you may want to just provide an overall framework of the project and the types of merchandise that fits the design, but you haven't progressed any farther into the design process. The no pricing format provides a perfect mechanism to propose such items. So let's take an example here. If we look at one of our Hilson projects, we can see I have very generic items entered, table, chairs, etc. No real detail yet. I may have even included some pricing on that internally, and I have, just for my own upkeep of where I want the project to be progressing. I've got my budgeting in there, I've got my total estimated price, etc. But I just want to provide the framework to the Hilsons for the wine cellar. So I can use our new proposal format, the no pricing format, by going to our proposal window, selecting the project in question, of course. Obviously, I wouldn't have any proposals at this point because it's very new into the project. I can click Add. I'm going to change my name or phase here. Let's go ahead and make that something like, how about wine cellar proposed items? We'll leave today's date as that's just fine. But now I'm going to switch off of my default, the modern format, to the modern with no pricing. Now, the no pricing option is only available in the modern format. That's the most popular format with both our new clients and our longtime users of Design Manager. Go ahead and tag all real quick. Let's go ahead and look how our proposal will appear. And notice again, I do have pricing entered for all of these items. But if we go to preview, we can see I'm just proposing the items themselves with the description, and you can see a very lengthy area for description, of course, and the quantity and unit of measure, along with all of the other traditional features I've incorporated in my modern format so far. Close and accept. So we're just displaying all of the items without any pricing. What's another scenario that this may come in handy? Well, at some point, the design process has progressed beyond the discussion of prices. At that point, there might not be any need to provide any reason for the client to second guess the expenditure. They've already agreed upon it, and we just want to show them a recap of the goods and services we're going to be providing to them. So let's switch projects, something a little deeper in the design process. We'll go to the Carter's Brigantine Beach Home, and let's go ahead and reprint our proposal 2 for the outdoor living area. Now you can see they're spending just under $5,000 on the furniture for the outdoor living area. All I want to do is provide them documentation of the wonderful goods they're purchasing from our company. So I'm going to reprint in this case. I'm going to change my style from the original modern again to the modern no pricing, and I'm going to leave the update style option selected. There's no need to communicate the prices at this point. I'll keep the pictures on there to really make a nice dramatic presentation. And here we go. So now I can see all of the merchandise that we're providing for the outdoor living area. We have an expanded description again, and I can see the pictures along with all of the descriptions themselves and the quantity and unit of measure again. And even you can notice there's no total region obviously listed here as well. So we're just allowing ourselves to present the goods that we've already purchased or are about to purchase for the carters, and so they can see all the design concepts we have, and they just are going to love what's being presented for them without the pricing at this point. Okay, the proposal, modern format, no pricing, brand new feature requested time and time again, and our development team decided to implement it to satisfy those requests. And now you can see upon closing the proposal that I'm now using the modern no pricing format since I selected the update style while reprinting. Another feature, the next one we've added is the applies to presenting information to your client on another important document. In this case, the client invoice. Let's say that we have some time to bill for one of the carters projects. So I'm going to go over to our accounting tab, jump on our client invoice window, and I'm going to go ahead and add a new invoice for the carters. And we can see I have several time entries that I need to bill. As you can see, the designer associated with the project is Chris. And if I go ahead and select all of my time entries, you can see the price being calculated for us along the bottom. We'll click OK to generate the invoice. Let's go ahead and print. And we can see our front invoice being generated for us. And as many of you know, we have other ways of providing additional information about time entries, such as the detailed time charges, or we call the time supplement. But Chris Jenkins was our designer on the project, but notice Ashley Brandon has done all of the work at this point. Now, that may be absolutely fine, but perhaps the client in question might not be too happy if Chris didn't do the bulk of the work, particularly if we as a company always bill the same rate to the client, regardless of which employee provided the work or performed the work. So I may not want my employee name to be associated with all of my time entries. Well, we have a setting now that can prevent that. So let's go ahead and close our invoice without accepting. I'm going to go to File in the top left corner of the program and go to Company Information and Settings, Advanced, and I'm going to go to the Invoice tab. And you can see along the right-hand side, we have a new option called Suppress Time Employee. This is a company-wide option. So basically, our company is either going to show the employee name or not. So you can't be done on a project basis. It's really an overall company decision, as we found to be the standard with working with designers upon asking for such an option. We'll go ahead and click OK to save our change. And now let's go ahead and generate our invoice. So if we hop over to our detailed time charges now, notice Ashley's brand is not being shown. The employee column is completely being hidden at this point. So you have the ability to not show which employee was performing any of the work. Secondly, you simply might enjoy the aesthetic of the format at this point. You have a much more area for your description of the time, design time being presented. So you have a lot more room with the description, and that would in turn make a shorter invoice in general. So the new option is being able to actively suppress the employee name being shown on the detailed time charges and the time supplement as well. Okay, so those are our two brand new features in Design Manager, the modern format with no pricing, and our ability to suppress the employee name on your invoices. Next, we have an exciting feature to discuss, which is our brand new support ticketing system known as FreshDesk. We just implemented this, and it's going to further improve our industry-leading technical support. You can now create a support ticket or even create your own company account to manage tickets extremely quickly. And here's how. You can go right to our designmanager.com, our website, go under support, and go right to our help center. That is our help center is at knowledge.designmanager.com. And notice in the top right corner, you have two options now. Check ticket status or create a new ticket. Now, let's use create a new ticket first. This simply allows us to enter in our email, subject, etc., and that will automatically create an incident in FreshDesk for you. Let's take an example. So I'll go ahead, put in my email, subject about a profit analysis report. How can we help? In that case, that would be technical support, but you can see there's options for questions on billing with Design Manager or the sales department. Description, let's keep that nice and concise. Question on profit analysis report. I can even attach a file, a screenshot, a report itself, an Excel file if desired. I have to prove that I'm not a robot, so I'll click the CAPTCHA, and let's see, traffic lights. There's one, there's one, there's one. Verify, and submit. Just like that, I've created an incident in Design Manager's brand new FreshDesk ticketing system. In my email, I'll be getting an email almost instantaneously that looks just like this. That says, hey, we got your message and a ticket's already been created for you. It gives some of our technical support hours and some of our terms and conditions. And I can even view the status of the ticket by clicking the link provided. However, once the technician responds to the incident, I'll automatically get emailed in return. So then in turn, if I had additional questions, I could respond to that email and the communication would go that way. If I did decide to click on the status of the ticket, that'll take us to our second new option. And that is check ticket status. This is exactly where I'd be drawn to if I click my email on the link embedded in the email itself. This allows us to actually create a contact or an account with our ticketing system. And let's see how that works. So here, I can't log in. I don't have any access yet. So I'd click on the sign up with us. Full name, well, that would be Brad G. Martin. Brad at designmanager.com. Again, I would go through my proof that I am a human. I would select my traffic lights in this case, and I'd go ahead and register. Now, I'm already registered, obviously. I'm an employee at Design Manager, so I have an account already created. But upon clicking register, what would happen is I'd get an email just like this. I'd say the email has been received and Design Manager is letting us know that an account has been created for you. So I can just click the link send, and now I get to our Design Manager Activate account page. The password, you're actually creating the password here. We don't have those. So this is any password that you would commonly use. It has to have at least 8 characters and does not include the username. In other words, Brad G. Martin or something along those lines. So I could put in the password of my choice. And now I'm returned to our help center. And now if I click check ticket status, I could see any of my open and pending tickets or incidents right here. So I could do all of my interaction with Design Manager from our help center. A really effective way to communicate as rapidly with our technicians as possible. Now, if that If the new ticketing system isn't something that interests you, don't worry. You can always still email support@designmanager.com. That will automatically generate a ticket for you as well. And you can still certainly call our technical support line at 215-345-0844 to reach our technical support staff as well. But the ticketing system is the fastest way to get the immediate response that you're looking for, as it can be properly allocated to the right technician, depending on the type of the problem. And well, that brings us to the end of our quick discussion on a few latest features in Design Manager, along with a demonstration of our brand new FreshDesk support ticketing system. We really hope that you enjoy the enhancements, as we take great pride in continually and constantly upgrading your Design Manager, which you have which you've come to know and trust over all of these years. I thank you for joining the discussion today, and I hope you attend another of our free webinars in the near future. Take care and have a great day.